Hi everyone, I'm Flavia and I'm so glad you're here. In case you do not know, Spellbinders is running a big sale right now that will end pretty soon, and with this video I want to share with you some of my favorite items and talk a little bit about Spellbinders Fall Warehouse Sale for 2025 before it is over, so you do not miss out. I am recording this video on Sunday, September 21st, 2025, and I believe we have only until Tuesday, September 23rd to take advantage of these amazing deals. So I will try to edit and publish this video as soon as possible so you do not miss out. There are really amazing deals right now, and as I was browsing at Spellbinders website, I noticed that many of my favorite sets that I have right here are also still available and on sale. So I thought in this video I will show you some of my favorite sets that are available right now with some card examples to help you make a more informed decision when shopping at Spellbinders website. Here inside these two boxes I have mostly die sets and hot foil sets that I want to share with you. However, know that they also have amazing deals when it comes to some of their machines that I'm gonna give you a closer look in a second, and a few other amazing crafty tools that I also want to give you a closer look. So we're gonna begin this video by taking a closer look at some of the Spellbinders machines and crafted tools that I love using all the time and I just couldn't recommend enough. After that, we're gonna quickly take a look at some of these sets with the card examples, and then we're gonna move on to my laptop screen so I can give you a closer look at Spellbinders website as well as over on my blog where you can find more information and more inspiration. So let's move this out of the way so I can show you some of the machines that are on sale right now. Actually, we're gonna begin with some of the tools that I have because they are easier to reach. So I have these two and these. So these are the tools that I have that I use all the time, and they are now available at Spellbinders with a really nice discount. So this is the Spellbinders 9 inches Pro Shears, and they also offer this one, the 4 inches. I love having both, especially for recording videos. I like using smaller size tools. However, both of them, the quality is the same. They are amazing, perfect for cutting not only paper but also foil. These two pair of scissors, they do cut foil like butter. It is the best pair of scissors for cutting out foil, and this one does a great job as well. So the quality is the same with both of these scissors. It's just a matter of size preference, but if I were to pick one, I'll choose this one just because it's bigger. So here we also have another tool that I use all the time. So this is the Spellbinders Corner Rounder and Notch tool, and I actually use this when I want to make my note cards look more finished. So I use this size, the corner rounder, just to round the corners. I feel that sometimes it does make the note card look more finished when it's rounded, so this is a pretty nice tool to have. So these are the Spellbinders tools that I would recommend. By the way, I'm gonna have all of the products mentioned in the description box down below of this video. However, if you head over my blog, you will be able to see the same list, however with the product image, which can be very helpful. And I will also have links next or below each item to YouTube videos that I recorded featuring some of the products that I am recommending. So let's now move on to the Spellbinders machines. The first one is this cutie right over here. So this is the Spellbinders Platinum 6 machine. It is very portable. It doesn't take a lot of space because we can fold it closed. So when I'm not using it, I actually just leave it on the shelf behind me to decorate my craft room because I think it looks amazing. And when we're ready to use it, just turn it this way. By the way, it's very easy to just move around thanks to this handle. And when you're ready to use it, you just open like so. By the way, this machine does come with the universal plate system, which is pretty good. I love using this machine to do the dry embossing technique, to use embossing folders, regular embossing folders and 3D embossing folders. This is the machine that gives me the best result when it comes to the dry embossing technique. And of course, you can use this to do the hot filing technique. The second step of the hot filing technique is applying pressure with a die cutting machine, and this is compatible with the Spellbinders Glimmer machine. And of course, you can also use this to die cut, to do the die cutting technique, which I do all the time. To be honest, when I am mass producing, I rather use an electric die cutting machine, but every time I have it out, I use this one to die cut it. And again, when it comes to dry embossing technique, this is the only machine I use because I feel like it gives the best result. So this is the Spellbinders Platinum 6 machine, couldn't recommend it enough. And then the next machine that I have to show you that is on sale right now is the Spellbinders Glimmer machine. Love it and use it all the time. So I think that the one that is on sale right now, it's the new one with silver details that look gorgeous and perfectly match the Platinum machine that is silver as well, white and silver. However, I got this one a long time ago, and I might replace it now that it's on sale. I might think about it and then give this one to my friend in Brazil who is also a crafter. We'll see. But this one, the one that I'm showing you, has bronze details, but just know that the one that is available right now on sale is the one with white and silver. So this is the glimmer machine that we use to do the hot filing technique. And again, the second step of hot filing is removing the entire platform and running through the die cutting machine to apply pressure. And like I said before, this platform is compatible with the Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine. So this is the second machine that is on sale right now. By the way, when we get the glimmer machine, it also comes with 2 plates that we need to add on top to create the sandwich, and it also comes with, this one came with a pickup tool. I'm not sure if the new one comes with one tool like this to help you hold the hot plates. If it doesn't, know that you can buy it separately. They have a new one that looks even cuter. It's a white one, a magnetic one. I might buy that one today. And before I forget, it also comes with a mat like this, a silicone mat, to protect your surface from the hot plates. So once you do the hot filing technique, peel off the foil and then you can leave the hot plate on top of this mat until it cools off, and then you can put it away. Speaking of the hot filing system, there is a set that is also available, which is the quick trimmer tool, which is this one. To be honest, I use this pair of scissors more often than this set, but I do still use this to cut out pieces of foil if I am working with a large piece of hot foil plate. So this then is the set that I use to cut a piece of foil, because it is easier to cut it on a straight line. So whenever I'm working with a large hot foil plate and need to cut out a large piece of foil, this is what I use to make sure I cut it on a straight line. So this quick trimmer guide comes with a self-healing mat, this guide over here, and it also comes with 2 blades. One that is meant to be used to cut out paper, and the other one, the one that I use all the time, that's meant to be used to cut out pieces of foil. So the way that you use this is you unroll a large piece of foil, then you place this on top, and the blade is actually going to go through these slits. I don't know if you can see it, but it's open, so you can slide the blade in between each one of these. So the way that we use this is we unroll a piece of foil over the self-healing mat, then we place this guide on top, and then I position the plate that I'm planning on using to figure out the perfect size of foil that I need to cut out. And then I'll grab the foil blade and just slide it to this opening right here. And that's how you cut out a perfectly straight piece of foil. So again, this is just as good, but I think it's helpful sometimes having these 2 options. So this is another tool It's not a machine, but it's a tool that can be very helpful. So right now we're only going over tools and machines by Spellbinders. There is one last set that I want to show you before we move on to the dies and the hot foil sets, which is the wax seal. Let's see here, this. If you're into wax sealing, I would highly recommend. It is a pretty easy technique. Unfortunately, I don't do it as often. I think it's because I forget, but I love it, honestly. And it is so easy to do. So when we buy this Spellbinders Wax Seal Starter Kit, first of all, it comes nicely packed in a gorgeous black box. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, but it comes in a nice box, and it is included in the kit this 10 by 7 inches silicone mat that we need to use to protect our work surface. Then we have this wax warmer, and we need to add a tea light candle inside that is not included. And we also get a wax bead warmer spoon like this one, but nicer because mine has been used a lot, used and abused. And what else? I believe we also get a bag with 100 wax beads, and we also get a wax seal stamp with a handle. I have a couple, I don't remember which one was included. If I were to take a guess, I think this one for you is the one that is included. By the way, I know I am all over the place because I'm so excited about the sale, and I want to do this as fast as I can so I can release the video and you can take advantage of this warehouse sale before it is over. So just bear with me. But on the same topic regarding the wax seal kit, there are many accessories that you can buy separately, and one that I love and recommend is this storage box. It is pretty inexpensive, to be honest, but it is now with a discount, which makes it even better. And I find them to be perfect for storing the wax seals. However, you can also store other stuff such as pens, and I have a couple other ones that I use to store the wax beads. Here's an empty one. So this is the box. It's pretty small, but just perfect for storing small crafty supplies. And we can also use this to store the wax seal stamp with the handle or without the handle. So if you want to store them inside these boxes, you can. So it is pretty handy, and it doesn't take a lot of space, and you can resize them. So the dividers are removable, so you can accommodate many different types of craft supplies. So I think these are all of the tools and machines that I wanted to share with you, and the accessories related to them. So let me just move this out of the way so we can quickly go over the sets, die sets mainly, and hot foil sets that I would like to recommend. So if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I truly love Spellbinders products. They just never disappoint, and I am a big fan of their monthly subscription clubs. And the nice thing is that many of the past clubs are now available for purchase without the need of becoming a member, even though I recommend it if you can. And yes, I want you to take advantage of this sale because the prices are pretty sweet right now. So let's take a closer look. I'm gonna move one box out of the way so I can show you some of these products. I'm not going to talk about them in details because it's just so many, but I do have lots of videos featuring most of these products, and I'm gonna have everything linked in the description box down below. So let's begin with this first one. This was released as a March 2024 club. It's named Wise Owl. It's a pretty nice die set that we can use to cut out a large owl such as this one, which is just perfect for creating cards for graduation. And here are just some of the card examples that I have to share. And like I said, we're gonna be pretty quick here. So another set that I love is this. Actually, these two are still available. It is one die set that cuts the word magic, and another set that cuts an adorable fairy. And with this set we can actually cut out an interactive lower body with movement on the legs. And I do have lots of card examples because I just love this one. I actually want to remove these from the packaging. So these are the 3 note cards, and again I used the sentiment die plate to cut out the word magic. And as you can see here, the legs smooth. Isn't it adorable? I also love the little crown. So yeah, one of my favorites. And I did cut it from different colors of skin tones because I love doing so. So these are the 3 card examples. Love these cuties. So let's move on to the next one, which is one of my favorites. I think I need to stop saying that because I just love Spellbinders products. Tropical Friends, released as May, the large die of the month for May 2024. With this one, we have lots of plates to cut out a nice parrot, such as this one, and we also have other plates to cut out a different bird and a couple of branches and leaves and flowers, which is pretty nice. Moving on, they also have a couple of stitching dies, such as this one. This was released as the stitching die of the month for June 2024, perfect for the summer. We can stitch an ice cream cone, such as this one. I did make lots of note cards using this set last year for the summer. Also, another favorite is the Spellbinders Over the Rainbow die set with a large plate to cut out a rainbow, a large flower that we can place in the center, and grass, leaves and flowers. So here is just a couple of card examples featuring this set. Moving on, here another adorable set, 2 different sets actually. So this is the Spellbinders Skateboarding Terry, and this is the Spellbinders Roller Disco Dottie. I only have 2 card examples featuring just one set because the other ones I already gave away. So this is the adorable puppy that we can create with this die set. Moving on, here we have a set that is perfect for making note cards for little ones, baby showers. So this is the perfect set for that. This is the Spellbinders Birthday Bliss. Actually, technically it's meant to be used to make birthday cards, but I think it's perfect for making baby shower note cards as well. So this is just one creator option with this set. We also have plates to cut out an adorable turtle, and we also have, actually I have some in the back. So with this set, we have 2 options for critters, which are these 2. Isn't it cute? And we also have plates to cut out a cute cloud with stars on it. I thought it was so unique. And we also have a sentiment banner that reads Birthday Bliss. I love this plate as well. We can cut out a set of balloons, which is what I used here. So again, amazing, right? So let me move this out of the way so I can show you the next one. So here we have a pretty small but really nice set. This is the Party Time Cake, and with this set we can cut out really nice cakes like this. So on this note card I added 4 cakes that I created with this set. Just perfect for making birthday note cards, especially for adults. It's not so kiddie, so yeah, I love this one because it's not so kiddie, so I can make grown-up note cards as well. Moving on, here we have one of my favorites, Hot Foil set. This was released as a Glimmer of the Month for January 2025, so it's not so old, and this is the gorgeous result. Then they also have lots of holiday sets, such as this one. This is the Skating to the Holidays. I did record a tutorial video for this one, and here is just one card example. This is the only note card left. I did make lots of this one last year. Again, many stitching die sets. By the way, if you don't like stitching, know that you can still buy these sets and use it to make note cards without any stitching. Stitching is not a requirement. Just know that when they say that it is a stitching die set, it's because the plate will cut out, you will not only cut out the pieces but also the tiny holes that we can use to do the stitching if we choose to, but it is not mandatory. Actually, this is an example of a note card created with a stitching set without any stitching. Notice that I have the dots meant to do the stitching, but I simply ignore it, and it still looks nice. I love the pattern that the stitching plates add to the cardstock, and it only shows if you don't do any stitching, so sometimes I like to skip the stitching part just to show the nice patterns. And so this is the Spellbinders Stitched Pineapple die set, and here we have the Spellbinders Stitched Floral Focal Card Front, released as the stitching die of the month for February 2024, and with this one I did choose to do the stitching using the MC thread. So it is optional. I think it looks nice either way. So let's move on to the second box. So here I have, oh yes, I had to pull this out even though I don't have any card examples for you right now. I do have videos linked, but I don't have the note cards anymore. These are my favorite Halloween themed die sets. I really wish I had it. I don't have a single one left. So this one I think is the Dancing Day of the Dead Girl, and this is the Dancing Day of the Dead Boy. With these plates, whenever Spellbinders has a die set that says dancing something, it means that the character will have movement on the lower body, which is pretty fun. It's such a nice surprise for the recipient. And this one is the Dancing Grim die set. So you have the pieces to create a die cut grim with movement on the lower body. Again, I don't have card examples, but I just created the best Halloween note cards with these die sets, and I have links in the description box down below for the videos that I recorded featuring these sets. So if you're looking for Halloween themed sets, these are my favorites. Next we have, actually they also have press plates on sales, and this one is the Spellbinders Night and Day Pines press plates. I love this one because actually you get two plates. They are stuck together, but it is two. I'm gonna try to do this without damaging my nails or my fingers. So here with this set we get two plates that will give us the opposite effect. So notice that this one is pretty flat, this plate is pretty flat, and this one, the design, the leaves are raised, which is pretty cool. So which is what I used for each one of these note cards. So for the section with the white background and the pink pine leaves, I used the plate with the raised design, and for the section with the pink background I used the plate that is flat. So here's a closer look. And what I love about press plates is that we can use them to do the hot foiling technique. You cannot use the hot foil plates with the Better Press system. However, you can use the press plates to do the hot foiling technique. Moving on, this is a very old set that I find myself reaching for all the time to make note cards for my friends who are very religious and big on faith. So this is a pretty nice set. And with this set we have many plates to cut out different shapes of crosses, and I think it's just beautiful. So if you like this one, get it before it's over because it is a pretty old set. Actually, this is one of the first products, it might be one of the first products that I got from Spellbinders. And here are the card examples. Next, okay, another cutie. This was released as Spellbinders March 2025 Die of the Month, the Family and Friends vignettes. Lots of plates with this set to cut out arched panels and a dinosaur, an adorable puppy, lots of flowers and accessories for the puppy such as a pair of slippers and a bone over here. And here are the card examples that I have for you featuring this set. Moving on, this is pretty recent too. Stitching Die of the Month for April 2025 to cut out a notebook page, and here is a card example. And I love that with this set we also get these small plates to cut out post-its, which is just perfect. So here I have two sets to show you. This is the Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month for April 2025. Oops, I just dropped a bunch of stuff. My desk is just packed with stuff that I want to show you. Anyways, so this is, I love this plate. It's pretty large. It covers the entire front of an A2 size note card. And we also have this die set released as the Die of the Month for April 2025. Same theme, so they both go together really well. Lots of plates to cut out an adorable snail, flowers, a letter, and a bag for the snail, which looks just like this. So to make this note card, I used the die set to cut out all of these pieces, and I used this hot foil plate to add some sparkle to the background. And of course I had to make it in pink. For the next one, I have another stitching die, another favorite stitching die. This is the Spellbinders March 2025 stitching die of the month, which is named Diamond Knit. Beautiful, I love this one. This one I I love stitching on this one because I think it looks gorgeous. And here are 2 card examples featuring the stitching die of the month. Another gorgeous one, perfect for girly girls. So this is the Spellbinders Step into Spring, released as the die of the month for February 2025, also available right now. And with this one we can cut out a nice pair of legs with nice shoes and lots of plates to cut out different types of flowers. And I also, so for this one I cut out red slippers, and I used that plate that I showed you earlier to cut out the sentiment magic, the word magic. Then I hot foil "You Are." Isn't it fun? So moving on, I'm actually gonna bring this box over here. We have to be fast. I'm not great at making masculine type of note cards, so when I got this set, I was very glad. It was very easy to create a masculine type of note cards with this set, especially for Father's Day, or if you have a friend or someone you know that likes playing golf or fishing, you have everything that you need with this set. So this is the Spellbinders March 2025 large die of the month with lots of plates to cut out a fisherman, and I don't have any examples right now, but you can also cut out a golf ball to create a different scene. This is exactly what I needed. So next I think I'm gonna skip some of these just to save us some time, but everything's gonna be listed in the description box down below. They also have stencil sets. This is one of my favorites, Nature's Frame. It is a layering stencil set. I love layering stencil sets because it allows us to quickly and easily add different colors to different sections of the panel. So this is a good option. To make this note card, I also used this plate, this stitching plate. This is the stitched scalloped cut front and tag die set, and that's what I used to cut out my panel after I stenciled it, and I did do some stitching around the edges. So you have lots of plates with this set, which is pretty nice. What else? Oh, I love this one. This is very different. It is also a stitching die, Stitched Ladybug, released as the stitching die of the month for January 2025. With this set, you can cut out an oval frame, which I did and ended up doing some stitching with green floss. And we can also cut out a large ladybug. Very fun. What else? Let me see. Oh yes, we have another press plate. This one is very basic, but the result is just gorgeous. So this is a press plate, but I used it to do the hot foiling technique on black cardstock, and I love the result. I feel like I should be removing them from the plastic, but I'm trying to not waste too much time, so I guess you can see this one better. What else? Another dancing character. This is also old, I think. This is the Dancing Mummy. I've had this one for a while, and this is just one of those sets with a dancing character. Isn't it fun? So let's move this out of the way. Another press plate, Christmas themed. With this press plate, you can stamp the large word joy. The letters do overlap, which is fun, and a few other small sentiments. And here we have 2 card examples. Okay, what else? Another favorite, love this one. This is also for April. Yes, a Spellbinders large die of the month for April. So I used that hot foil plate that I showed you a second ago to hot foil the background, and with this plate we have large plates that we can use to cut out a mailbox with lots of intricate details. And whenever I like a set or a card design, I just have to make it in different colors. So here is the blue version, super cute, and I have a key inside. Moving on, this is a nice one too. This is the Botanical Atrium, released as the January large die of the month, and we have die plates to cut out just large and really beautiful blooms, as well as a very intricate frame for the atrium, which is this one, and it opens like this. So next, I do not have a card example, but this is, I love this one. So with this set, this is the Blooming Hello. I need to create more with this one. All the note cards that I made with this one are long gone. I actually want to make one for myself. With this set, you have the large letter H with very intricate details, and that is the first letter for the word hello. And we have lots of options for leaves and beautiful flowers. Love this one. Couldn't recommend it enough. can't wait to create with that one again. We have lots of plate, but actually I want to show you this one. This is, I think it might be my all-time favorite. I don't know if that's fair, I'm not sure. But this is pretty old. This is the Spellbinders Envelope of Wonder. So this set is part of a collection, the Envelope of Wonder collection. So this is the main set. With this die set, you can cut out a large envelope stuffed with mementos. So with this one, you can stuff the envelope with flowers. However, they do have other add-on sets with different mementos for different holidays, such as Halloween. They have an add-on to cut out Halloween themed pieces. And they also have an add-on die set for Christmas. So it has lots of plates to cut out Christmas ornaments, gingerbread, candy cane, acorns, and a few other Christmas themed pieces that you can stuff the envelope with. And they also have an add-on for fall. And you can buy each one of these sets separately or in a bundle with a really nice discount, and I'm gonna have all options linked in the description box down below. I do have a few other sets, but I think this video is already longer than what I wanted it to be. So we're gonna skip all of that, but I do have everything linked in the description box down below. So before we go, I do want to walk you through Spellbinders website, and then I'm gonna give you a closer look at my website, my blog post, to show you a few more details that it might be helpful to you. So at Spellbinders website, if you click on this yellow banner, the fall warehouse sale is going to open a page, and as we can see here, we have lots of great deals, $1 deals. You can sort it by $1 deals, $3 deals, $5 deals, 10 plus, Fast Club deals, and best selling deals. It is a lot of stuff, so do take your time, but don't waste too much time because we actually don't have much time left to take advantage of these deals. So as we can see here, it is 29 pages of lots of great deals. Just so you know, most of the products, you can see the markdown right here. So for example, on the quick trimmer, it used to be $18.99 and now it is $16.14. However, if you see, for example, I actually want to find something that I like that is on my list. Actually, yeah, this one is not on my list, but I did buy it a few while ago. Okay, so this one, for example, the Sneaking Kiss Small Die of the Month. This is not on my list because I never used it, but I did buy it a few months ago actually. Finally will be on sale. I will have waited, but I love this one. So notice here that with this one, the original price it was $27 and now it is saying that it is $18.90. However, if you see a product with this pink banner, this peach color banner down here that reads extra 60% off in cart, that means that this discounted price right here at the bottom is not the final price. So notice here that if we add it to the cart, the $18.09 now on the cart, it is gonna go down to $7.56. So if you see a product with this banner right here that reads extra 60% off, just know that this discounted price is not the final price. This means you will get an extra 60% off on top of this already discounted price over here. So that's what I wanted to show you regarding Spellbinders website. And of course, you can always come over here on product type and select the type of product that you are looking for. However, to make things easier on my website, if you go over on my blog, my last post is this one regarding the Spellbinders 2025 Fall Warehouse Sale. So here I have listed, sometimes actually my list simply disappears. So if it doesn't show to you, make sure you click here to access my visual supply list. So on my product list, we begin with the hot foil sets that I have and that I recommend. Then we moved on to the die sets, lots of die sets. Then we have some of the embossing folders. I didn't show you any embossing folders, but I do have some that I am crazy about and I have them listed here as well. Stencil sets, the craft stacks, the containers by Spellbinders, the craft stacks I didn't show you. I have them and I am planning on buying even more because they are so helpful. I also forgot to mention that they also have the calendars, the Crafty Advent Calendar on sale. That's good too. And what I really want to show you on my page is that notice that next to the Spellbinders shop icon, that's where you need to click to have access to the product, to purchase the product. Next to some of the Spellbinders icons, there is an YouTube icon, and that is to a video, a tutorial video or a short YouTube video that I recorded featuring that specific product. So if you need some inspiration or if you want to see the product in action before you buy it, you can always, for example, click here and that will open my YouTube video featuring that product. So I hope that's helpful to you. And notice also that some of the products I added a 2+ signs before the name of the product, and that is to indicate the products that at Spellbinders website has this extra 60% off banner. So this is all that I have for now, and I hope you enjoyed this video and some of this information was helpful to you. If you can, make sure you take advantage of these deals as soon as possible before it's over. Again, I think this is going to be over by Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Thank you so much for watching. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do some shopping as well. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon.